Studios in Los Angeles, Steve Weissman, Lindsay Davenport, Jim Courier. We got to talk about Lorenzo Musetti. This guy was born the same year that Stan Wawrinka turned pro, 2002.
What was that? That was, I mean, talk about an incredible home tournament debut. I mean, he's not from Rome, but I mean, the Italian Open is it. If you're from Italy, this was an incredible performance. I mean, the first set, there's no question Wawrinka wasn't as sharp as he would have liked to have been, but he was right there, Musetti, the whole way, holding his own, up a break in the second, could have gotten a little tense there, but stayed the course. What a tiebreaker. What a match from him for his very first tour-level win and just his second tour-level match. Incredible.
We were in the green room, Steve, watching it, and it was 8-0. And we were wondering, is Stan going to get on the board here? Is he injured? We weren't sure what was going on, but it was a great play of the young Italian. It's fun to see new names, and it's fun to see players take advantage of opportunities they're given. And for Musetti to be able to play there and to play this high-level tournament, what a performance. Wonder what it would have been like if the crowd had been there.
Oh, my goodness, yeah.
It would have been rocking for sure.
How about the kid's one-handed backhand
Beautiful.
going up against Stan, just standing his ground on the baseline and just free-flowing. I mean, it's gorgeous. That was a great night for him.
The third time ever that Stan has lost the first set 6-love. He's played 825 matches. Yeah. Third time ever. So youngest guy on the men's side. Let's start with the youngest woman in the draw, COCO GAUFF, just 16 years old, playing, Lindsay, her first clay event at the tour level. It's a rematch from exactly a month ago against JABEUR. That took 3 sets. This did not.
Yeah, a much different match here on the red clay, and JABEUR looked a lot more comfortable on the quick hard courts in the United States. COCO GAUFF didn't play great, and she still won, which is a great thing to be able to say. Just 16 years old. She was solid in this match, really tried to be consistent with her ground strokes. Still a little wobble with the second serve at times, but got it under control at the biggest moments. JABEUR didn't play with a lot of positive energy, and you better bring that when you're playing COCO GAUFF. She is a fierce competitor, and she was pumped to get this win.
Her first win on clay at the tour level, and was asked about what she took out of the bubble experience in New York City.
I think I just learned a lot about myself as a player, especially since it was my first couple tournaments back since the break, so I wasn't feeling like the most comfortable on court, but I think now I really found my way, and I was definitely able to reflect after US Open and learn and practice and try to get ready for the clay season. And regarding the close turnaround, I mean, I think physically I'm at my best shape, so it wasn't really too difficult to change surfaces.
I mean, she has won a Roland Garros junior title. That was just 2 years ago. And then last year, lost in qualifying, second round at Roland Garros, has a chance to get seeded this year, Jim. So made her breakthrough, obviously, at Wimbledon last year. Makes the round of 16. Makes the 4th round at the Australian Open, Jim. Could clay actually be her best surface?
I don't know if clay's going to be her best surface, but I think she's going to be viable on it. I see no reason not to. I mean, you don't see a lot of the players, especially on the female side, changing their games a lot surface-wise. The men are actually edging in that direction lately as well. So I think she's just going to be just fine. Her movement is so good, and being from Florida, she'll have a lot of experience on the green clay, so that should be a bit of an advantage as far as an American on clay goes.
How do you think her game translates to the clay at this level?
I think she's going to be just fine, as Jim said. I'm not sure it's going to end up to be her best surface. I really like Coco's game, especially on a hard court, and how she moves. She also is so powerful as well. But she's going to do well on clay, and she'll be a factor, maybe not this year in winning the title, but in maybe a few more years when she gets more comfortable. And also everything about her game, there's still room to improve, which is a great thing to be able to say. At 16, she's got this powerful serve. She can work on the second serve a little bit more. And as soon as she gets her forehand just a little bit better, a little bit more comfortable being offensive with that shot, I really think the sky's the limit.
Can I go hot take here, Lindsay?
Yeah.
I think grass may end up being her most successful surface because speed is so important on grass. It's so difficult to defend on that surface, and she is blazing fast into the corners, and she has the power to obviously win points as well. She had a great Wimbledon. We know she's comfortable on that surface as well, but that's my lukewarm-ish hot take.
We'll find out in what, 10, 15 years?
Here's a warm take. She's going to win multiple majors on all three surfaces.
Yeah, agreed.
You can almost guarantee that.
Yeah.
The game is there for everything.
Agreed.
All right, so Coco gets the win. Who would she meet in round 2? It'll be a Grand Slam champion. Which one? Garbine Muguruza, former Roland Garros champ, or Sloane Stephens, who has gotten to the finals in Paris?
Yeah, one of the toughest first rounds that came out of the women's draw in Rome. And it was Muguruza who was ready to go at the beginning, this very tough fourth game. She's able to break. She got all the way to a 5-1 lead before Sloane started to get some momentum. But this ninth game, it started when the rain was coming. Muguruza able to win it before a little over an hour break sent these two players off the court. And it was Muguruza who just had more energy throughout this match. Again, as soon as they came back, Sloane got broken, so she went down 2-love. And Muguruza was just a little bit more sure how she wanted to play. She was more aggressive. She was taking more risk. And Sloane didn't play a terrible match, but she wasn't ready to go at the beginning. Got down early in both sets and was never able to recover.
Second win for Muguruza against Stephens. First in 5 years for her and first on clay. So good signs for Garbine Muguruza moving forward. Taking a look at all the scores. Some more upsets today. Angie Kerber going out in straight sets.
Yeah, also Svetlana Kuznetsova really battling back for a tough win there. Kazatkina gets through Zvonareva. Kontaveit, she is a good player also on all surfaces. But Vondrasova up a set in 4-1. Loses the second set, but still keeps her wits about her to come through 6-4 in the third. I was impressed by that mental effort.
And that double score, Svitolina and Yastremska, love and won, less than an hour, losing to Halep and Nicolescu.
47 minutes. We want to watch the tape of that double to see what exactly happened. We're unsure here.
Well, what we are sure about, we've got a new star in the making. Stan Wawrinka taking on the 18-year-old Lorenzo Musetti, former junior world #1, youngest player in the draw, and he came out on fire.
He came out playing some excellent tennis, and Wawrinka was conceding points with unforced errors. Lost his first couple of service games. You're thinking, well, this kid's pretty good, but Stan's going to turn it on. Well, it wouldn't happen until the second set when Wawrinka was down a break, got back in it. But the tie break, look at this feel, and then the wonderful finesse with that volley from Musetti, who has a really nice-looking all-court game, beautiful one-handed backhand. Not a lot of power on the serve, but good placement. And this was a fabulous debut for this Italian. What a performance for him. Stan will look to get a little bit better before Roland Garros. But, man, this is exciting for the locals. The Italian men are off to a great start here this week.
Yeah, Musetti's win makes it 8 Italians into the round of 32. That's the most at this event in the Open era.
That's incredible. And unfortunately for the Americans, not so much success. Tennis Sandgren had a match point in the third set against Caruso, but Caruso toughed him out. Sam Querrey going down in straight sets to Pedro Martinez. Demonar lost a third set breaker. I hope he's not injured because he pulled out of next week's event in Hamburg pretty quickly thereafter. So we'll see. John Millman, though, the other Aussie in this board here, he got a nice win over the Portuguese João Sousa. And Shapovalov looked really good. High-flying one-handed backhands over Guido Pella. And Rublev following up that U.S. Open success with a win today as well, Steve.
Jim, how worried are you about Wawrinka? We didn't see him in the bubble. He did play a couple challenges. Well, actually won a challenger, but after today's match, there's some questions.
I'm not worried about him. I'm really not. I mean, you can have some bad matches, and the thing that you would worry about is if he hadn't won any matches or played any matches, but he did play 2 challengers in Prague. They're high-level challengers. He won the first week, was playing into the second week. In the quarterfinals, he defaulted, probably a little fatigue, maybe a little, whatever it was. He just didn't want to keep going. I think this is a minor setback for him. Best of 5. I think as long as he's healthy, he's still very viable. And last year he played so well, beating Tsitsipas there.
Yeah, and sometimes the draw, especially at a major for a player that is going into a tournament, maybe without a full tank of confidence, getting through 1 or 2 matches sometimes really can turn the tide for a player, especially a top player, one who's been there and won a tournament before. Doesn't take much to kind of kick that in gear as long as, like Jim said, the player is healthy and ready to go. I wouldn't worry too much either about Stan.
All right, so no glass half empty for Wawrinka, just glass completely full for Musetti.
Overflowing. Yeah.
Incredible stuff. All right, we've got a blockbuster lineup tomorrow for you on Tennis Channel. Our featured matches, I don't know which one you can choose, Jim. They're so good.
I mean, how do you not choose Vika and Venus, right? I mean, that's where you got to go, but there's so much to choose from. The semifinalist at the U.S. Open, Pablo Carreño Busta, he gets a bye because of that wonderful result, but he gets Nadal here in his first match, and Nadal we have not seen at all since he won in Acapulco. Cannot wait to see him in action either, Lens.
Yeah, he's my pick also. Everyone's so curious what Rafa will play like. He was one of the few players we didn't see at all during the break. Not one EXO, not one extra event, not one tournament yet. Make his debut of this restart tomorrow.
And Novak back for a little catharsis after the U.S. Open situation. He gets the local Caruso to see if he can put that bad taste out of his mouth.
And we will hear from Novak Djokovic coming up later on Tennis Channel Live.